After decades of silence, Princess Diana's most trusted confidant is finally speaking out. Paul Burrell, the man who knew her better than anyone, is ready to reveal secrets that could change everything we thought we knew about the people's princess. From hidden fears to shocking truths about her final days, Burrell's explosive revelations will leave you questioning the official story. What really happened behind the palace walls? Stay tuned as we uncover the untold story that has been kept in the dark for far too long. Paul Burrell grew up in a modest household in a small village in England. His early life was far from glamorous, but he was always determined to do something extraordinary. From a young age, he was fascinated by the royal family and dreamed of being part of that world. His ambition paid off when, at just 18 years old, he was offered a job in the Queen's household. Paul started as a footman, responsible for basic tasks like serving meals and attending to the Queen's needs. However, his dedication and attention to detail quickly caught the eye of senior members of the royal staff. It wasn't long before Paul's hard work led to a promotion. Over the years, he earned the trust of the Queen and other members of the royal family. But the biggest change in his life came in 1987 when he was assigned to work with Princess Diana. What started as a professional relationship soon grew into something much deeper. Diana saw in Paul not just a servant, but a friend she could trust. As her personal butler, Paul was by her side during some of the most challenging times of her life. Their bond was built on mutual respect, loyalty, and a shared understanding of the pressures that came with royal life. Paul Burrell's revelations about Princess Diana uncovered a side of her life that few were aware of. He spoke openly about the intense personal struggles she faced behind closed doors. One of the most heartbreaking was her battle with bulimia, a condition that took hold as she tried to cope with the overwhelming pressures of royal life. Diana often felt isolated within the royal family, trapped in a world where she struggled to find genuine connections. Despite her public image as a beloved princess, she was privately searching for love and acceptance, longing for a sense of belonging that often seemed just out of reach. In addition to her personal battles, Diana also shared her deepest fears with Burrell. She confided in him that she felt her life was in danger, revealing her suspicions that there were people who wished to harm her. These fears were not just vague anxieties. Diana believed there were real threats against her, and she even worried that her death might be orchestrated. Burrell's account of these conversations sheds light on the level of paranoia and fear that haunted Diana in her final years. Burrell also revealed some of the more intimate and personal moments he shared with Diana. For example, when she was pregnant with Prince William, she secretly confided in him about her excitement and hopes for the future. These private conversations show how much Diana trusted Burrell and relied on him for emotional support during the most vulnerable times of her life. Through Burrell's eyes, we see a more complete picture of Diana, one that includes not just the glamorous and public moments, but also the struggles, fears, and hopes of a woman who was often misunderstood and deeply lonely. On the night of August 31st, 1997, Paul Burrell's world was turned upside down when he received the devastating news of Princess Diana's car crash in Paris. He was at home in England when the first reports came in, and at first he couldn't believe what he was hearing. Desperately hoping it was a mistake, Burrell immediately began making phone calls, trying to find out what had really happened. As the tragic news was confirmed, a deep sense of shock and sorrow overwhelmed him. The woman he had served so faithfully and cared for so deeply was gone. In the days that followed, Burrell played a crucial role in the preparations for Diana's funeral. He took it upon himself to ensure that every detail reflected the essence of who Diana was. From selecting the flowers to choosing the music, Burrell was determined to honor her memory in the most fitting way possible. He worked tirelessly behind the scenes, collaborating with the royal family to balance the public mourning with the private grief they all felt. Burrell's intimate knowledge of Diana's preferences guided many of the decisions, making sure that her final farewell was both dignified and heartfelt. The aftermath of Diana's death was a whirlwind of emotions and responsibilities for Burrell. The world was in mourning, and millions of people poured out their grief in a way that had never been seen before. For Burrell, the loss was personal and profound. He reflected on the immense impact Diana had on so many lives and the emptiness she left behind. The days following her death were filled with sorrow, not just for Burrell, but for people around the globe who felt they had lost someone truly special. The emotional toll of these events stayed with Burrell for years, as he tried to come to terms with the loss of a woman he considered more than just a princess, but a dear friend. After years of staying silent, Paul Burrell made the difficult decision to speak out about his time with Princess Diana. For a long time, he kept her secrets close, believing it was his duty to protect her memory. However, as time passed, Burrell felt that the true story of Diana's life and struggles needed to be told. He realized that by sharing his experiences, he could provide the world with a deeper understanding of who Diana really was. beyond the public persona. Burrell's decision to break his silence was not just about revealing secrets, but about honoring Diana's legacy and setting the record straight. One of the most shocking revelations Burrell made involved a series of letters that Diana had written to him before her death. In these letters, Diana expressed her fears that she was being targeted and hinted at a plot to harm her. She even suggested that her life might be in danger, and these letters added a chilling new dimension to the story of her tragic death. When these letters were made public, they caused an uproar. People around the world were shocked and saddened, as these letters seemed to confirm long-held suspicions that Diana's death was not just a tragic accident. Burrell's disclosures had a significant impact on the narrative surrounding Diana's death. For years, the official story had been that the car crash was a result of a combination of paparazzi chasing her and the driver being intoxicated. But Burrell's revelations cast doubt on this version of events, leading many to question whether there was more to the story. His account added fuel to the conspiracy theories that had been circulating for years, suggesting that there might have been darker forces at play. As a result, Burrell's decision to come forward has sparked renewed interest and debate over what really happened to the beloved Princess Diana. After Princess Diana's death, Paul Burrell found himself in a difficult position. The loss of Diana was not just a personal tragedy for him, but it also marked the end of his career within the royal household. Suddenly, the man who had spent years in the service of the royal family was thrust into the public spotlight, facing intense scrutiny from the media and the public. This attention brought its own set of challenges, as Burrell struggled to navigate life without the woman he had served so loyally. One of the most significant challenges came in 2002, when Burrell was charged with stealing items belonging to Princess Diana. The case became a media sensation, with Burrell accused of taking hundreds of Diana's possessions after her death. Burrell maintained his innocence, insisting that he had only taken the items to keep them safe. The legal battle was long and grueling, but it took a surprising turn when the Queen intervened. She confirmed that Burrell had informed her about the items, which ultimately led to the case being dismissed. Although he was cleared of the charges, the controversy left a lasting impact on Burrell's reputation. In the years following the trial, Burrell began to rebuild his life. No longer a royal servant, he transitioned into a public figure. He wrote several books about his experiences with Diana and the royal family, sharing his unique perspective with the world. These books, while popular, were also controversial, as some viewed them as a betrayal of the trust Diana had placed in him. Despite the criticism, Burrell continued to speak publicly about his time with Diana, appearing on television and in interviews. Through these efforts, he carved out a new path for himself, moving from the shadows of royal service into the spotlight as a storyteller of one of the most compelling royal figures in modern history. Paul Burrell's revelations have shed new light on Princess Diana's life, revealing her private struggles, fears, and the complexities surrounding her tragic death. His accounts challenge the official narrative and offer a deeper understanding of the woman behind the public image. These insights have sparked fresh debates and renewed interest in Diana's story. If you found this video eye-opening, let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button for more in-depth stories and exclusive insights into the lives of the world's most fascinating figures.